Look across it. Rise and shine. This is your time. This is Motivation Academy. Motivation Academy. Motivation Academy. We bring love to the woman of the world. Yeah, yeah. Everywhere you are. With a good vibration, positive meditation. Yeah, yeah. Yes. Motivation Academy. Motivation Academy. Motivation Academy. Motivation Academy. Get it if you can now. Love for the woman of the world, love for the boys and girls, love protect Mother Nature. Love is waiting for you. Love Motivation Academy. Love Motivation Academy. Love Motivation Academy. Love is everywhere. Oh, love for the woman of the world, love for the boys and girls, love protect Mother Nature. Love is waiting for you. Love Motivation Academy. Love Motivation Academy. Love is everywhere. Wake up, now rise and shine. Truman Show is a journey of a lifetime. So divine. This is the one-time deal. So much to reveal. Oh no, oh no. Say, don't waste your precious moments, causing distraction. Connect yourself to the beauty of consistent action. Love, woman of the world, and love to the boys and girls, and love. We protect Mother Nature. Love is waiting for you. Love Motivation Academy. Love Motivation Academy. Love Motivation Academy. Love is everywhere. Love to the woman of the world, and love to the boys and girls, and love. We protect Mother Nature. Love is waiting for you. Love, love is everywhere. So you and I can set things straight. That means we can cooperate. I've got love when you've got hate. Why don't we alternate? CNR for murder, the rhythm while thunder. I give love to the living yard. Motivation Academy. Motivation Academy. Motivation Academy. Motivation Academy. Get it if you can, yeah. Love to the woman of the world, and love to the boys and girls, yeah. Love to protect Mother Nature. Love is waiting for you. Love is everywhere. Oh, love to the woman of the world, yeah. Love to the boys and girls, love. Yeah, 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 yeah. Love is, love is, love is, yeah, yeah, love is everywhere. Yeah, yeah.
Truman International, Field Marshal, no partial. You don't know we are 5-star general. You don't know Motivation Academy. Follow me. Ladies and gentlemen, you're in tune to the main event. The beat maker from Jamaica. Stevie Culture. Well, I got what it takes to rock the place. When Stevie Culture in the place, you turn up the place. People rocking all night with smile on their face, on face, on face. You know what? Because we got the beat to make you rock, and we got the boom sound to make it pop. And when I start, I'm never gonna stop. The one you're gonna take me to the top. Because we got the beat to make you rock, and we got the boom sound to make it pop. And when I start, I'm never gonna stop. The one you're gonna take me to the Talk. And you know when the beat start bouncing and then people start jumping, you hear the beat and you got to do something. Well, even the baby in the crib start bouncing. We're rocking the stadium, the bar and the club scene. I'm gonna drop the wickedest sound, making you know I am the best around town. Everywhere we go, we just tear it down. You wanna know why? Because I got the beat to make you rock, and I got the boom sound to make it pop. And when I start, I never gonna stop. This one is gonna take me to the top, because I got the beat to make you rock, and I got the boom sound to make it pop. And when I start, I never gonna stop. This one is gonna take me to the top. Hey, the lyrics of the songs I sing, I don't have to edit. If I got to do that, forget it. True man make this beat so he'll get all his credit. Go tell your whole world that Steve Culture said it. Making music is so easy. I play my tracks for my friends and they all say, wow, you used to be sharp, but you're much sharper now. You wanna know how? Because I got the beat to make you rock, and I got the boom sound to make it pop. And when I start, I never wanna stop. The one you're gonna take you to the top, because I got the beat to make you rock, and I got the boom sound to make it pop. And when I start, I never gonna stop. The one you're gonna take me to the top. True one, yo, the people of the vibes and the beat and the energy. Everywhere we play, people always admire we. Buying up our CDs, coming to our party. Tell we how much you love our style and our energy. Everywhere in the world that Stevie Culture go, people want me to stay, they don't want me to go. Them screaming, shouting out for more, backing up the dance floor. Always need an encore, because I came to make you rock. I got the boom style to make it pop. And when I start, I never wanna stop. The one you're gonna take me to the top, because I got the beat to make you rock, got the boom sound to make it pop. And when I start, I never gonna stop. The one you're gonna take me to the top. Yo, when the beat start bouncing, people start jumping. Hear the beat and you got to do something. Even the baby in the crib start bouncing. Rocking the stadium, the bar and the club scene. I'm gonna drop the wickedest sound, make them know that we're the best around town. Everywhere we go, we just tear things down. Who tell them say, yo, 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 Mr. Me tougher than steel, tougher than rock. Concrete tough, but we tougher than that. Tough to the core, tough to the max. Not backing down, cause we don't take chat. Move out of the way when the train is on the track. Cause anytime we start, yo, we never gonna stop. We rock them from to straight up to head top. Rasta said that you know, because we got the beat to make you rock, and we got the boom sound to make it pop. When we start, we not stop. We're gonna take you to the top. We got the beat to make you, we got the beat to make you rock. Got the beat to make you. We've got the groove. We make them dance out of them shoes. Wicked people get confused. Rastaman them cannot abuse. Them system will refuse. Try test the Rastaman, you know you are gonna lose. Babylon out the road, them get confused when them see people dancing out of them shoes. Yeah, you hear the news?
One more.
Well, they should know that Janik is a motivation for the youths of tomorrow. We want to see the youths live happy. No man should live in sorrow. So listen to the words of Dan Tipper and the motivation of Janik. The True Man Show, Motivation Academy. Janik, teach the youths, yeah, man. Run the rhythm, I make you tell them. Every youth get them life to live and live it the righteous way. Most people lead them astray, but we shall not fight. We're gonna teach them the righteous way. Janik tell them, Tipper tell them, this is the way to do it. You be wise, live your life, shine a beacon of light on this world. You be wise, live your life, Janik will teach you the righteous way. Youths be wise and live your life, keep the beacon of a bright, bright light. You be wise and live your life, Janik will teach you the righteous way. Go to school, learn the golden rule. Listen what your mama have to say. Listen what your papa have to say. Cause this world will lead you down to destruction. And I don't wanna see you go that way. So you be wise. Live your life the righteous way. You be wise and live your life. Listen what Johnny got to say. Live your life. You be wise. Live your life the righteous way. Live your life. You be wise. Listen what your most I have to say. Every youth was put on this earth as a good soul. Don't let the devil take control. The youths of tomorrow, don't let them live in sorrow. No, no. I wanna see my people live and live the righteous way. Listen what I man have to say. Youth man, listen. You be wise, live your life the righteous way. You be wise and live your life. Listen what the Most High have to say. Live your life, you be wise, and he tell them the righteous way. Live your life, you be wise. Listen what the Most High. You just live your life. Live it the righteous way. Live it the righteous way. Yeah. Don't lead to no destruction. Live it like the righteous way. Yeah.
And SoundCloud that stuff. Okay, I'm there. Tubing in live and direct. Jenik, your host after a little music inspirational session. It starts always with music. It's set the pace. It sets the pace. It's a good vibe. It's a good vibe. So we keep it everything that is good, everything that is promote love. I'm for it. So as the music stays good and uplifting, and yeah, and we need to keep our eyes on the big picture. Very important. Eyes on the big picture. What did I rise and shine? Of course, of course, rise and shine. And the eyes on the big picture. In the big picture, it's not necessarily. I don't think. I think you can get a big picture of yourself. You can get a big picture of yourself pretty easily if you focus, if you do the work necessary to reach that state of mind, because it's a state of mind to feel good with life, to feel empowered, to feel like not have those negative feeling with life, because sometimes we're hit with negative stuff, anxiety or stuff, and if we can eliminate that, those addiction to anxiety and all that. I think it's a lot about that. It's a lot about finding ourselves and being empowered by the activation of our mind. That's very much what we need. We need ourselves. Like you don't even need me. Me, I come here just to practice to speak, but I shouldn't be in need. I should be something that it's like me. I come here for a resourceful session, like to find more vibration, or just to be more vibrant. So that's why I do this. But same thing as you, why you do things. It's personal mastery. The goal is very much personal mastery, with the eyes on the big picture, with your big picture. If you can't control this, if I cannot control this, I'll be taken out by all kinds of negative stuff. So the moment you start having your eyes on the big picture, which is you are the big picture. Everything is the big picture, but we must have a great sense of what it is. Not just also accept definitions and have our whole life defined. So it's very much about bringing more love into our hearts, for sure. Give a little love, this world would be a better place, for sure. If we all give a little bit more love, bring a little bit more love in our hearts, and that it's gonna change yourself. It's gonna change you. gonna change you. It's gonna, and again, love is not fear. So there's no fear there. There's no fear of what other people think. You know, you're here to do something very, very great, and I know it. I know that. But there's always the negativity, the definitions that form the fantasies that we're stuck in often. So it's to liberate yourself also from all that mental slavery will be very empowering when you start thinking, being conscious, thinking. Simple. What is this? What is consciousness? It's not an organ or it's an action. Becoming conscious is an action. Is the action to think. You start thinking. You start asking questions. That's what it is to me to be conscious. You either, it's simple here. You either act from your conscious part or your unconscious part. So it's very simple. Most of us, unfortunately, are guiding our whole life through the unconscious path. But once you start deciding to start to think and ask questions and change your ways, also change your ways, your eating habits and all that's very important to feel better with life. Also to have a better conscience. Like I feel my conscience is like the reason why I don't eat meat anymore is because I can process it in my conscience. My conscience can process it. It's not a matter of health, and at first it doesn't go there, it doesn't process there, so I don't attach myself to it anymore. And I try to put my conscience where I fit, where like I don't want to do stuff that I cannot process inside my brain, like that would be defaulting. So no, I prefer, but again, it's my choice, and I think it's you're able to make choice once you become conscious. But if you're totally unconscious, it's not even your choice. It's something you've been programmed with. Something you've been programmed with, like me. We all been programmed probably by our environment, our parents, our society, the schools, all this. They come and make a huge program inside you, and if you're not careful, you don't program yourself. It's exactly what's going to happen. Life will program you. Life will program you to destruction. That's the program. The program is the total destruction of your ability to think, of your ability to reason, ability to your responsibility. So you don't take them and end up a robot, drone slaves, and without knowing, and all this without knowing, all this happened without you knowing it, because you're in the picture. So if you don't get out the picture, look at the big picture, have your eyes on the big picture, you can't see it. Often that's what happened. You're gonna see something, you're gonna realize something once you're out of it. Like the distraction is the same thing. It's the same thing for distraction. You start noticing how distracted you were once you let go of distraction. You start realizing how substances were controlling you once you start letting go of the substance, like smoking and everything. I think it's the case of Leslie. Quit smoking and that, for sure. Like, we know there's stuff, and it's not because we don't know. We pretend. We pretend, we block it off our mind. That's why I was telling Kim, especially people that are overweight. Sometimes we tend to just block it off our minds and pretend to think that we get fat because we're breathing nonsense stuff. That we get fat because we're breathing toxic stuff. Like, we get fat because of what you eat. You are what you eat. So we have to be, that's the first step, I think, in regaining really your vibration, is your eating habit. Me, that's how I've done it. You go get vibration in vibrant food, not in dead food. If you eat dead stuff, you're going to be dead inside. You're going to be slowly dying. And that's what I felt all my life. Like, also giving you pain, disease, and all kinds of stuff. Like, why do you think people get so sick and this and that? There's an outbreak of gastro, I think, in the city not far here, and all kinds of stuff. Also, it's a lot to scare people. And there's a lot of hype. But my wife said they returned 10 children yesterday at the daycare because of gastro, and that comes from somewhere. The gastro is a bacteria. No, I don't know how they get this, but Certainly not. Comes from somewhere. Constant distraction, for sure. Yeah. Bonjour, Godefroy. Bonjour, Leslie. Bonjour, Bliss Bliss. Bonjour. Toujours un plaisir de revenir pour le Motivation Academy Squad Talk. It's an inspiration moment. It's a moment where, I don't know, me, I just give thanks for life every day. I know it's important to give thanks for life and keeping my eyes on the big picture and not being distracted. So, if I know that, I just take action each and every day. Who knows what's going to happen, how it's going to happen. And you don't have to be so concerned about that. When you see the big picture, once you see the big picture about yourself, you know it's going to happen. You know it's going to take time. You know it's going to happen. But you know you're doing something that you love and you're doing something with passion. So basically, it should eventually really meet all your art desire if they're not aligned with if they're aligned with nature. I think it's good to have desires, but and always do something aligned with something that doesn't cause, you don't want to cause harm and stuff that you do. You don't want to harm people. You don't want to, it's the goal is to be more kind with each other, with not only with each other, but with the environment, with the earth too, everything that surrounds us. Kindness starts there. Being more kind, less judgmental, less stop crucifying each other. Until we get to that point that we can talk to our neighbors, the world will never change. Like we don't even talk to our neighbors. And it's funny, yesterday I saw an ad on Facebook. Suddenly something popped in my face, and it's Tim Horton that does an ad there in Montreal, and they're going to see neighbors and they make them talk together. I'm like, wow, I keep talking about that stuff. They go just an example. It's a good example. That's exactly where it starts. It's talking with you. It starts locally. How are we going to change the world? Do you change the world by not changing, first of all, locally? It's changing yourself, changing your village, your community. It starts with community immunity. We have to get together. We have to start to help and care for each other. All this starts with talking with each other and see that we're not so different, that our problems are not so different. It's just sometimes the solutions and that we adapt with our life. But yeah, they go around and they make people talk together like that. I was like, wow. That's exactly where it starts. That's where the change in the world will start really taking a rapid pace, is once we start talking together and not just online. Online often it's like, not that it's fake, but it's hard to like, I think it starts locally, very like, it's good to have internet, but it doesn't happen on the internet. It happens outside. Life happens outside, not through a screen. So that's my opinion. Yeah, and the distraction, we have to be careful because there's new distraction every day. There's always something. Always something to distract us in this world, to take your mental focus away. And if you let it, this world will program you. I'm telling you, life will program you for sure. I've been programmed myself into thinking that I was less than what I was. I always, not that I was thinking that I was less and stuff like that. Like, you don't really think of yourself as being less or stuff, but you act like it. You act like it because you don't take ownership of your life. You don't take leadership. So you act like, so it's really, if you just act without thinking, you're a robot. That's what a robot is. They act. You give a command and they act. So that's what I always did. So we're all like robots. Huh? Robots with a program in, and that's why when you go to school also, they give you a programme d'éducation, all this. And we're building up this illusion of who we are, because the illusion can be in the world, yeah, but can be with you also. You can be under total illusion of who you are and just try to live by that fake persona each and every day. without knowing. That's why I say often it's like hypnosis. It's like hypnosis, really, because we're not even aware of it. It's so people are okay. Ignorance is bliss in one sense, but I mean we must know who we are. Must know who we are and not default to live your truth. Live your truth. Like here, what I'm doing, I really feel like this is what I came here to do. I don't feel out of place. I feel like I'm running the place. Finally, finally, I feel like I'm running the place. I'm not running in place, on pause. But that's how we gotta feel. We gotta feel like we take charge of our life. That this world belongs to you, belongs to me. We're not here to shrink in the face of adversity and life and all the challenging experience that we have. No, we're there to overcome all this. You have the capability to overcome all this with enough focus and enough strength and yeah. Talk is talk, sadly, too often not backed by action. Exactly. Exactly. We people talk. People. That's why you rarely. I talk a lot, but I talk. I don't. I rarely talk about what I'm gonna do. Like it's unless it's an interview or something like that. But when I have a big project, I just do it. I just do it. I just try, and I do it. And if it work, it work. And I think with enough, sometimes if you follow your intuition, you follow your gut, follow your heart, follow your path. No, you can be really wrong. There's something out there designed meant for you, for sure. Like me, like we all have a special something out there, but we need to work to get it. It's like a bit not, but like I said, it's just also to let go of our egotistic behaviors, like the E dash go and everything that is guided by the ego, and act more as a being natural being, like not robot or just be yourself. Be yourself. Say what you have to say to the world. The world will adjust. Even if you tell them that the earth is whatever it is, like they're gonna be on shock at first. They're gonna be because people are on shock to know that they've been lied to, and sometimes their ego is so big that they can't process that insult or that. I think that's why some people don't get it, and their ego's too big. Their ego's too big, and they cannot admit that they've never seen it, and they have been fooled, and they're still fooled, and it doesn't process. So some people they don't defend stuff consciously. They don't defend stuff consciously. They do it unconsciously. Like people that defend the lies and the deception of this world often do it unconsciously, not knowing. Like they don't consciously defend. You're very unconscious. You're a robot. You're acting through a program and repeating other people's stuff. So you're just a parrot. You're just so you gotta regain all that power that you let go and that other people use now. Because if you don't use your power, other people will use your power against you. That's very clear to me. If we don't make sure that we manifest something out of our lives, probably somebody else will take care of that. Make sure we manifest something. For sure, we manifest. But we have to manifest our magnificent dreams. That's what we have to manifest. We all have magnificent dreams. You might not know maybe today what's all your magnificent dreams are, but if you practice something, it will change probably over time. Also, if you me, I don't stress out. It's day by day, but I know the basic is there. The basic is what I want to become, and I work each and every day on it. It's nonstop. It's one day I'll get there, but it doesn't matter how you get there, and it's the journey. And I have fun doing this and becoming a better person, and just connecting with more people and letting go of fear. So just that makes me become another much more stronger person, for sure. I have less, and I have more. I became more quiet. I shut my mouth a lot more now than I was before. Before I was yapping my mouth on social media like freaking crazy. Today I'm a lot more quiet than before. I just come here and do my thing on my channel, on the channel, not my channel, on the channel. On that channel, I do my thing, and I just like focus on keeping my vibe to a high level because I know no one else but me will do that. I am the master of my vibration. You can be your own master or your own slave. Like, be very careful. You better be your own master. Master everything. Master your existence. Master your thoughts. Master everything within you because and look within for that. Don't look outside. Me, I don't look outside for empowerment so much. I look from within and really make sure that because all the answers, all the answers will come to you if you ask proper questions with your life. Like if you seek whatever you're seeking. Like I don't know. Me, I see life a certain way. Doesn't mean you exactly see it the way I see it, but I think the big picture is the same for everyone. At the end, no matter, it depends what kind of altitude you get, but if you're at that altitude, you're not going to have the same big picture as if I'm at that altitude. I'll have a much bigger picture than you. So it's just sometimes the altitude, and the altitude, you gain altitude with a better attitude. If the moment you become more grateful, with a better attitude, with a great attitude, you're going to start gaining altitude. And that's where you start seeing more the big picture. And that's how it happened to me. It's by being more grateful, by being more alive, just more connecting, just more connected, more and connected with myself. It's good to be. I like to connect with you guys, but it's mostly being connected with my core, my heart, my golden heart, and make sure that I don't go astray anymore, and that I stay with myself and stay strong, and that like a unshakable tower. Yeah, we have to accept sorrows as a part of the life of impermanence. Yeah. But acceptance, I think acceptance is the first step to change something. The first step to change something is to accept it. If you can't accept, so it comes first. You see it. First, you see it. You see how confused you are, probably, or you might not see it at the beginning, because the confusion will start to dissipate after a bit, because there's lots of questions lots of stuff to reason about, to think about, and at the same time, it's not so much to think extensively. It's just to let go of the program, to let go. Let go of everything that has programmed you in your life, that you have learned, and start back from square one. It's a rebirth. Me, I don't. That's why I never come here with the pretension that I know stuff. I don't know nothing. If you come here to know stuff, I know myself. I know who I am. I know what I'm doing here. I know what I came to do on Earth, but I don't know about pseudoscience or shit like that. I don't care. Like, it's not very relevant. What will be very relevant is what I'm gonna do with my the gift of life that I received. Can I give back? I've been given life. Can I say thanks for it? That's what we gotta do when you receive a gift. When you receive a gift at Babylonian Christmas or whatever gift you receive, you always say thank you. No, don't we always say thank you? And that's what my parents always showed me, to be very thankful. To be thankful when I receive gift. Like, every time I had a gift at Christmas, I had to go kiss the people that gave me gift and being thankful for it. But the one gift, the major gift that we have, that is life, that has been given to us by the divine creation, we don't even say thanks for it. We're so selfish, so self-centered, that we don't even give thanks for the greatest gift that we ever received. No, we need material, but the greatest gift is here. It's life. It's you. It's me. And that we must give thanks for it. That's for sure. That's why I get up every day positive, with motivation, with inspiration, with motivated for life. For sure. I have a motive for action. I have life. That's my motive for action, life. I don't need anything else. You shouldn't need anything to motivate you externally. You have life. So that's why I always think life is my greatest motivation, for sure, because that's all I have. If you ask me what I have, I don't have material possession, or I have a few the necessary stuff that I need to go around, but necessary. It's not even necessary. It's something that I have around. But the motivation, I get it from life, not from material things. But that people don't really, because we're so stuck in that material realm that all we see is gaining more material, and we don't honor the gift of life. Because if we would all give thanks for life, this place would look so differently, because you would each and every day you would wake up with great vibe, with a desire to pursue your most magnificent dreams. You would not press the default button each and every day. You would connect with your magnificent dreams each and every day. That's what I'm doing. I don't. That's that's my yeah. That's what I make sure that's my priority. Manifesting life is about change. Our desire for security can sometimes, oh yeah, big time, big time. The desire for security, yeah, can be a very big prison. The need to feel secure, the need to know that that's all the ego. That's all the ego. The ego needs to protect himself, protect itself against invaders. And the greatest invader for the ego is when you wake up. It's when you wake up, the ego starts to feel the pain. Oh, yeah, that's where, when you start activating your conscience and realize the ego starts to feel the pain. And then at one point it goes. It goes, you don't act from your ego, you act from your more less fear, and you see yourself in others, and you're more kind, you're more like when you let go of the ego dash go stuff, you become more. You have more kindness, more centeredness, more connection. Again, with you and others. If you're connected with yourself, connected with others. Like I don't need to freak out about connection. I just need to connect with myself. Connect with stay connected means not in distraction. If you want a definition on it that I give, it's not being in distraction. The distraction are killing the vibe, are killing the vibe for sure, because you're not building a vibe if you're distracted. And it's all about each and every day building a new vibe, building a great vibe, and keep on building that stuff. If you build a house and you stop from one day to another to go build a house, it's not going to get built by itself. So you got to do the work. You got to build a house and bring the material in. And for sure, don't build too many walls, but you got to build the foundation. You got to build something strong, and it's all about being strong. It's all about the strength, the strengthening of your mind. That's the only thing that's going to save you here. Okay, don't think about. I don't think anymore about anything else than strengthening my mind. And I got to be strong. I got to be very confident. By confident, I don't like the word confident. I got to trust myself. I'm going to have enormous amount of trust in myself. And that's what I'm starting to have. That's what I'm starting to have. That's where I become very inspired, is when I trust myself a lot. When I trust, I can find the inspiration. I can find the I know something will come to inspire me. Like when I talk here, I have nothing prepared. I come here, I press the button, and hopefully I'll have something to tell you for the next hour. But I never really stress out with preparation. Like I am prepared. You know, that's the thing I've realized too. You don't need so much preparation. You just need to step in and do it. Sometimes we over prepare, and that makes us procrastinate. You know, you will figure things out as you go. I figure I don't come here pretend saying I'm the best motivational, inspirational speaker of the world. No, I'm working on something, but I know if I work each and every day and I put the focus on it, eventually it might become reality. Like that's my thoughts are there. So, but look, how far I've come so far. But I am going even further. Like that's nothing. I'm just scratching the surface to me. And I will always be just scratching the surface. I think it keeps me alive. It keeps me humble. Keeps me connected with people. It keeps me. I will always just scratch the surface. It's a more vibrant vibe to discover, to remove the cover of your greatness each and every day. and feel alive and feel brand new every day. Like I prefer feel brand new every day than feel old and used and like I want to feel brand new every day. That's my goal. Yeah. Yeah, when I get read this too, Shalva, this helped me with the unbearable. Yeah, there's stuff sometimes that is but we have the ability to stay focused even in the most hard moment of our life. We can figure it out. For sure. Think of all your problems you had 5, 10 years ago. Are they still there? They're gone. They're gone. So nothing will be permanent. Your problems will not be permanent. They will be permanent if you make it permanent. If you focus on it. But the most of the stuff the shit that happened to me in my life, it's gone. It's not there anymore. It's everything. I trust in the guide and the guidance of the I don't know the divine or something, divine guidance or something. But I think there's something. For sure, life is bigger than my life. I tell you all the time, and for it is for truth and stuff, and it is what is. So what am I going to seek outside of myself? Well, so it's a lot about digging inside yourself, keeping your eyes on the big picture, which is you, me, us, creating an uprising that will make us more conscious, think more, that will make us think, that will regain our ability to think except without defaulting to the program that we always been under. Like each and every one of us has been programmed. I don't care what kind of a job you have or how much money you have or what kind of position you have in life or what you do with your life. We all been programmed. We all been programmed and we all didn't see it. I've never seen it until I started asking questions and questioning life and what is life and why are we so confused? Why so many religions in the world? Why this? Why that? That was my first. Why? What's Babylon? What's Babylon? What really finding out like where, and then you start all kinds of answers come, and we're in an era where there is a shift in consciousness happening for sure. People start to think a bit more. We start to think for ourselves. We know we've been lied to and manipulated. So we start to regain our consciousness and think for ourselves. Like we're not gonna need other people to think for us one day. We're gonna all be thinking for ourselves and creating a magnificent dream of life, which we're here to do. We're not here to create a magnificent dream of hell. That's what we're doing now, but most people are recreating the freaking hell every day. But it's about recreating paradise, not bringing it back because it's there, but it's recreating it, because that's what we are, creators. We're not victims. When you're a victim, you're on the side of the dream of hell, the nonsense of this world. But when you see yourself as a creator, you're part of the dream of life, and then you start expanding your awareness and all this for the benefit of us all, not just for yourself. Like, why do I expand like this constantly each and every day? Sorry, it's a lot to staying inspired. And I know I have a voice. I can inspire many, many people to do something with their life. Just do something with their life that is outside a program. Find yourself. Find what you have to do here. Find your passion. Act towards stuff that you love. And that's what I want to empower people. The best gift you can do to someone is to show them how to access their greatness, because it's there. You just might not have discovered, or you need that spark, or you might be very much in the dark, but just a spark can dissipate the whole darkness, and then a big flame can come out of it. So I think it's worth it to try. It's worth it to at least give a try, to elevate. That's why I'm very optimistic, always very optimistic state of mind, very positive. I'm not, and again, it's not about so much where you come from or your circumstances. It should not matter that much. It's about how you've made inside your vibe inside, your strength. That's what will carry you in life. It's not. Are you strong inside? Are you strong enough to carry yourself to carry on? We must carry on. There's a divine work to be done, and again, I'm not. I'm just doing my part. I don't pretend I'm gonna save the world or anything like that, but I'm doing my part. I know at least I'm doing something good for others, for myself. It's all on the way of staying on the path of righteousness, and as long as I have access to that, that's what I will use. We have access to all this. The worst is we have access to all this, and we like put a lock on it, and we don't want to really experience it, feel it, because we talk about stuff. We talk about love. We talk about this, but we don't really feel it. Like love for me, it's much more than just loving your wife and your children and stuff, and your stuff, your house, your car and stuff. Love for me is much more than that. Love for me is above all the definitions we've been given that love is. It's much more than that. It's a very high vibration. Everything is vibration. So love is probably the highest vibration. The highest vibration in creation is probably love, if you want to talk about unconditional love. And that's, again, we have to define what's love. So I don't want to define to you what's love, but it's a very, very strong vibration that we must use. It's the power of love, not the love for power. But most people have the love for power, so they inverse it. But the power of love is very powerful. For sure, you can do anything. Once you align yourself with love, with truth, that's what this world is expecting from us. To take care of it, to take care of ourselves, and to act as Earth Guardian, not as distracted drone robots. Distracted drone robots in Babylon trying to find their way, and will never will, because we're stuck in an illusion. And you have to be you have to see the big picture to yes, I noticed some months ago that we should aim at original ideas. Yeah. Oh, in all field for sure. Yeah, because we default way too much to other people's thinking. I'm always trying to cut through the illusion. Illusions are it's endless. But the most potent, I think, illusion that we're under is the illusion of who we are. The illusion of who we are. We can talk about illusion in a world, but I don't have an illusion in front of me. It's a tree. The grass is there. Like, there's no illusion. Like, it's in our minds, the illusion. It's all in our minds. Outside, it doesn't change. The earth has always been the same. The trees has been there, the river, the stars, the moon, the sun. It's always been there. It's in our heads. The illusion's in our head. So that's what we have to master our minds very, very well, because we will put ourselves under illusion of knowing, and the illusion of knowing who we are, of knowing where we are. So it's all in your mind, because another person next to you can have a very clear state of mind of who they are, and they're not in an illusion. So the illusion, it's in our minds. Like I say, the matrix is in our mind. There's not a matrix out there. This is the earth. This is the earth. The tree is not part of it. It's very divine. Everything is on a very sacred divine mission, except us, we live in an illusion, because our mind are tainted with tainted with madness, with distraction. All this creates the illusion of who you are, and probably never gonna know, because it's very occult. It's very occult. That's why people don't know that they don't know that they don't know, because it's very occult. And if you don't seek outside of this programming, life will always program you in any way. That's what the goal is to program people and make them act through a program, so they act like robots. And that's why we're order followers. We go in the army, we we go follow everything that the system wants us to do, because we don't think. We don't reason. We don't want to take responsibility, and we don't want to. It's easier to default than to what's necessary. Very often, we don't really do what's necessary. We do what's easy. No? It's easy to do what's easy. No? Nothing can ultimately be relied upon knowing this can offer me freedom. Still practicing this one. Knowing this can offer me freedom. Yeah, nothing can. Yeah, that's it. Expectations, because we have expectation relied upon. Yeah, we have a lot of expectation, but I think even we know we should set high expectations for our life and really stay focused on it. Like, I'm not here to live to no one's expectation. I'm trying to live up to mine. Who said that? Peter Tosh had a song like this. And that's true. No? You should not be like just living up to your own expectation is already something. I am my own worst enemy. No? You think I think about enemy outside of myself? Hey, I know it. I know I can stop myself at any moment. And that enemy is not something you will clear in. Looking for my other battery. It's not something you will clear like in 2 minutes. No? You have to become very, very present in your life so that enemy is not there acting and it's very, very important. Oh, it's here. I got it. It's very important to be the guardian of your mind, because if not, come on. But this stuff I've never really that was never really important for me, because I was distracted into watching hockey on TV and listening to it, and that was very important, the hockey in my life. That was very important, and one day I realized that all this nonsense was keeping me so out of balance, so distracted, that I never realized that I could have a magnificent dream, that I could work on something that is like worth it. No, I just default, and is it charging now? Yeah. So the moment you realize that, also I just started giving thanks for life more. Like I said, it's just maybe giving thanks for life, being grateful, with a good attitude, and everything will come. Our life is fleeting, live now. Yeah, but our life, we don't get a high sensation with life. It's just a subtle. For some people, life is just a very subtle experience with no. Like we tend to find to fill the void with substance, with the alcohol. Like many people just fill the void with the alcohol each and every day or each and every week. They live for the weekend. They live like we're so out of touch with what life is, then, and giving thanks for life each and every day. Like each and every day, it's about recreating or creating that magnificent dream that you have. For sure, there's got to be you got to survive. You got to bring your money home and pay your stuff. Like we have to pay for food or we'll freaking die. Like if I don't pay for my food, I'm gonna starve. So that's reality to me right now, and in these times. And it's Babylon still, so I'm gonna change my world inside, but I can't really change the world outside. I'm still part of it, and I don't want to take myself out of it, because I think that's where it happens, in the world, not outside of the world, in the wood, alone, secluded by myself, and not talking to anyone. No, I'm here to cause a glitch in this stupid programming of Babylon that programmed the people in being very, very robotic and not having a single thought for themselves during a lifetime. It's a mental genocide. You ask me. It's a mental genocide. Look at it. Where's the genocide? It's a mental genocide all over Earth. So it's happening. Moment you decide to break free from that, you're gonna be free. The moment you see yourself truly for who you are, that's where you're free. That's where you're free. And this is outside of fear and all the freaking nonsense that can program you and hold you back in place from doing what you have to do, living your magnificent dreams, and bringing this living soul to life. And there's stuff I'm gonna do here that's gonna stay after I leave this realm, for sure, and that's my goal. My legacy is love and truth, and because I'm gonna have lived up to my stuff, up to my what I had to do here. I knew, for like I said, you probably know. Go if you go back in your youth days there when you were younger, you're gonna find a little bit of stuff there of who you are. And if you go back how you were feeling at 17, 16, 17, it's probably where you have to start to regain. If you want to, me, that's what I've done. I've looked at how I was at 18, 17, like there was that rebel side inside of me, questioning, but not deeply. But I was getting a sense that I knew the world, there was something wrong. I knew there was something controlling people, a system. A system. I've been aware of the system, but some people don't even know. Don't even know there's a system. Complete unaware, very ignorant, very, very ignorant. Most people, and especially here in Quebec, I sometimes I have to say it. They were very, very ignorant. Maybe because of the French or something, but I don't think it's only that. But you're gonna find places where people are more ignorant than others, been kept under more programming. Like it's very, very religious here in Quebec. It's always been like there's a church on every corner in every village. Like it's very Catholic. It's very Babylonian, very Babylonian here in Quebec because of the churches and all the stuff to control people's mind. Like it's all over. It's all over. You find churches like there's two, I think, in the village here. You just hear it's crazy, and they all have those big buildings, but they pretend to want to. Anyway, it's so nonsense. So nonsense, this Babylon stuff, but it's not to it's to realize it. Like I've never seen really churches as something as a cult place. Today I see it as a ritual cultic place. That's what it is. They eat blood. They eat flesh and drink blood. I've been told. It's not like I was. It's not like we're not told. And we go on our knees in front, and even we go even eat the flesh, and after that's why it's very easy to go eat flesh of animals and stuff. They program you in churches to eat flesh, the flesh of Jesus and the blood of Jesus. So after what you do, you go in society and you drink blood and you eat flesh and eat blood, and we're all vampires. That's what it is. It's to transform us into vampires. So that's what the churches do. They program people and they don't see it. The churches, the government, the military, bring it on. Everything is to create that program of break that connection and that you cause, you do the evil rituals without even knowing. You're evilly possessed without knowing. Goes deep. But that's how I felt. So that's how I'm telling it to you. USA and Canada, it's the same. It's the same. USA, Canada is the same. Forget about it. There's no difference. If you think there's a difference between Canada and US, it's the same. It's the same Babylon. There's churches everywhere in US too. US is not. Canada is full of church. It's full of Babylon. It's especially here in Quebec. I've been to Ontario. Maybe a bit less in Ontario, but even there's a lot. There's a lot. But here in Quebec, it's something. And all the schools were run by religious people before and all that too. Les sœurs qui renaient les écoles, puis les frères, puis les pensionnats, puis how many freaking abuse happened in those places? Come on. And stuff we didn't know because in the 1950s, 1940s, there wasn't the internet and as much media that there is today. So stuff. And people were very much like in cahoot together. It was more easy to be in cahoot together. You weren't exposed that much. So they were abusing even more children back then. It's crazy. But people don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They will accept. We have come to being in love with our slave mentality and stuff like that. So We're gonna even go to church and give money to church. You know, where people go even give their money to the church. They go with the basket around, put money in there. And when you see all their, you're probably freaking dying of hunger, and you go give your money to the church. You have problem paying your bill, giving money to the church, and then you see their big palace and their all their jewels, and so nonsense. But no, people they still drink blood and eat flesh, and it's normal because this world will teach you that everything that is evil, it's okay. It's okay to anything that is evil is okay. It's accepted. Insanity is sanity. That's why alcohol is legal and cannabis was not. Now it's coming legal here in Canada, but even that, it's a freaking illusion. You ask me, no? And you don't need a substance to define yourself. That's just to numb the population more. If you ask me, no, I love cannabis, but there's people that really don't need cannabis. They're already on pause. You know, humanity is already on pause. Now we're bringing cannabis, alcohol, all kinds of substance to numb people even more. That's what it is. I'm not going to defend it because I love it or it's good for me. Or for some people, it could be very, very taking them out. So all this stuff, I don't need substance to rise my vibration. I'm happening with life. I'm high on life. I always said it. And that's the best feeling you can have is be high on life, not with substance. But people they don't have that eye with life. So they cover the void they fill the void with substance, all kinds of substance that often doesn't is not supportive of a journey, for sure. But it's if you don't see it, if you don't recognize your own nonsense, it's very hard to move out of this. For me, it's very clear. All this today, it's crystal clear. It is crystal clear because of a certain questioning. Like it's very, it's not stuff that is hard to do, hard to see life, the big picture of life, or the big picture of yourself. You are life. So once you see the big picture about yourself, also you're gonna see the big picture easily about others, and you're not gonna be so. You're not gonna go out there and judge and crucify people, and you're gonna be quiet. You're gonna be quiet. I'm telling you, the more wisdom, the more I know about myself, the more I reach that state of peace of mind that I want. More I'm getting more quiet. Like it's so deep. The truth is so people haven't. And even me, I'm just scratching the surface of all this. The truth, you live it, you bring it out, you forge it, But as for the truth, for the world, look outside, you have it. Open your eyes. It is what it is. But if you don't notice that even the sun is moving over your head, if you can't even notice that, you're very, very numb. If you can't notice, if you can't observe, use your eyes and observe and lift your eyes to the sun. Like today, it's a very sunny day, and you can't even perceive the movement of the sun. You're very, very numb. But that's what most people, we don't do that. We don't question anything, so we don't have a great vision of ourselves because we don't even question the basic stuff. Have you seen that guy, Barako, making millions by staring? Whose people are by staring? Making millions by staring. Who people are flocking to this guy? No, I haven't heard of him, Barako. No. Non, j'ai pas. Je peux peut-être checker, là. Je vais checker, ben, question everything electric, Cindy est là, my motto for a long time. Bonjour, Cindy. Non, c'est sûr que c'est notre. Écoute, question everything and even question. Yeah. Everything. I think to a certain extent, like today, like I don't question. But even the action I take sometimes, but not too much. Like I question more stuff outside, and then it brings a questioning on the inside, and all this gonna form a better reality, form a more natural reality, like not a fake reality. Like I don't want to live in a fake reality. You also, I'm sure, We want to have a great. We want to. Not that I'm gonna know the whole thing about life. I don't think during a life, but I can get a pretty good picture of myself if I work on myself. If I, oh yeah, I can have a really great sense of who I am and what I came to do here and what I'm connected to. Like all this is very very clear for me today. It's crystal clear. But the rest of the journey will bring other knowledge, maybe, or I don't know. But I go day by day and I don't stress out. So that's it. I'm out, and Babylon keeps us running constantly. It's nuts. Yeah, yeah. Running constantly for chasing. Most people chase a fake reality also. But make sure you're conscious. Make sure you start to think, and just that can change your whole vibe. Just that can make you see your job in a whole different way. It's all a state of mind. It's all a state of mind. So it's all about being present, not in the future, not in the. It's about being present in the now, and being empowered by your presence in the now, full presence and power. And you can do magnificent stuff. You can live back your most magnificent dreams. I'm telling you, why not? Imagination is the most powerful thing in the world. Probably, it can take you out also, but it can make you for sure. And it's not just for. I seen something yesterday. It's not just for distraction, but it's for creating reality. Imagine stuff, not to be distracted and create nonsense, but create reality. Create something for yourself. Create your magnificent dreams. Bring it to life. If you can think of something, you can bring it to life. But then there's the door that opens and says, work on yourself. And things will come, for sure. It's something you can't really avoid. Can't really avoid. So thanks again, you two, Bliss. I'm not. I'll check that guy Barako when I have a chance today. I'll check that out. And bonjour Cindy, bonjour Bliss and Godefroy. Godefroy tout le temps au rendez-vous, probablement Mario et toute la gang, qu'on reste allumé, qu'on reste centré, qu'on reste vibrant, qu'on reste allumé, qu'on reste vivant. C'est pour ça que je décide, je vais rester en vie, moi. Moi, ça me tente pas de drowner dans la négativité encore, puis dans le non-sens, puis fait que je reste allumé, puis je reste mes yeux sur la grosse picture, sur la grosse photo. Comment tu dis ça en français? Eyes on the big. Sur le gros portrait, quelque chose comme ça. Eyes on the big picture. Onward, forward, always, never backward. Janik, your host, Motivation Academy, live and direct. Live your dreams, live your big story, go bigger or go home.